Hello friends, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. Lisa here. While we wait for Alfred, I've run out of things to do. I don't know about you, but the yard is clean. The fridge is pretty much sorted as far as, the things that need to be used, the perishables, they are sorted. Um, it's just the waiting game. And I was like, okay, you know what? I don't know about you, but I don't sit still very well. I'm very good at ticking off things that need to get done. And I was thinking, you know what? You and I, we've got Thermomix, most of us. If you don't, check out my website on how to get one, order through over there so that you link to me for support. But we've got Thermomixes, we've got pantries full of food. We may not have toilet paper, but we have food. And or ingredients to make food. So it's like, you know what? While we've got this calm literally before the storm, and I think we might actually be missed, which, that'll be fortunate. But I mean, is that the right word? Fortunate? I don't know. I'm black asleep at the moment. You guys know. You know me. You know how I turn up. But I thought, you know what? The beautiful SES people, they will be out helping people, and it would be lovely to have things to be able to give them, because sometimes they won't have stopped for, I don't know, how many hours do they go? 10 hours, whatever it might be. So I was looking through Cookidoo thinking, what could I make? And yes, I've got stuff in the freezer. Yes, that's defrostable, but like if they're next door helping someone with something, there may not be time for it to defrost. So what about having a batch of bickies or a batch of muffins? You can see what I was starting to look at when I went through this morning. You can see I put on the coffee date muffins, and then I was like, you know what? I don't feel like pitting dates. So I've got dates in the freezer. Just don't feel like it. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do the magic custard cake. Now I've got eggs, but I know a lot of you guys may not have eggs. So I was like, nah, let's not do that one, or not have a lot of eggs, okay? So I actually settled on only the best chocolate chip cookie ever recipe is what I settled on. Now I don't have chocolate chips, and I'm like you, I'm not going to go to the shops to get them because that's just pure craziness. Stay home, right? Stay home. So that's what I settled on today. But what I might do when I get off the video today, by the way, if you're watching on, say hi, okay? If you're on YouTube tonight, hit that subscribe button. Share these videos with your friends and family who have Thermomixes so that they can keep getting more out of their Thermomix, regardless of what model. I'm on a TM6. There's a TM7 due in July. We're 2025 if you're watching this in the future. And you'll see me, after July, cooking with that. Presumably they'll be here in Australia by then. You might have a TM31, or your friend does, or a TM5. They can do these recipes too. Hello, Anne, lovely to see you on today. I love that you let me know you were making sausages and eggs and pumpkin soup and all the things as well. So yes, actually, and while I've got this in my hand, I made mention yesterday, I was going to make an announcement this week. It is my birthday week, and I know Elf has just like squished that out the way. But my kids have been making coasters on our 3D printer. Hang on, wrong way around. And I've put them on my website. You can get them in a pack of 4 coasters and a base. I won't obviously make it to the post office quite now. Today's not the day. Nothing's moving anyway. But if you want to be the first, there's only actually, I think, 12, 13 packs available. So if you're interested, go check them out. They're nice and glossy. And they got Thermi, like my logo, on it. So there you go. Anyway, let's get cooking. So this one is on Cookidoo. I will step by step through it. So if you don't have Cookidoo, don't stress. Just watch my video and cook along. Hello, Helen. How are you? Lovely to see you on as well. All right, so preheat your oven. I'm not going to do that until right at the very end. My oven heats up relatively quick, but it is stinking hot. I don't know about where you are, but it is humid. Like, it's really gross. It's like 82% humidity or something crazy. First things first is some butter. Okay, now if you don't have butter on hand, solidified coconut oil, and some of you are dairy free, Nuttelex will work fine. Okay, you know that I like to tell you this stuff so that you don't have to go to the shops. Oh, look at that. I actually had one more bit on here. I love it when you get close, but that bit doesn't need to go in. I dropped it. That's why it didn't go in. Okay, next, white sugar. Now this has got white sugar here, and then it's actually got brown sugar. We don't bother buying the brown sugar. So yeah, we'll just go 220 grams of both. Don't skip when it comes to sugar on biscuits. It's required, and I know it feels like a million bits of sugar, but let me tell you, the volunteers, if you're giving them out to them, or maybe it's for you and your family because the kids are driving you crazy, or grandkids, and you just you need something, okay? Or maybe you just need to calm your nerves as well. This is what this is for. So don't skip on the sugar. Your biscuits will go flat tray bake, and we don't. You can use it. You can use a pizza cutter and slice it up, but you're aiming for biggies, right? But yes, if you end up giving it out to the SES or the first, those others out there helping, I'm sure they're going to appreciate that sugar hit, okay? Some vanilla. Let's put that in. It says 1.5 teaspoons. I wouldn't double this one. 2 reasons. Number one, I don't actually know this recipe yet. This is the first time I'm making this recipe. I love Cookidoo for that. Like, I was just looking for something that was simple, not too many ingredients. You probably all have it. All those sorts of things. Okay, insert the lid into the mixing bowl. Okay, it's got a 1 minute turn speed to speed 3, so let's spin that up. Now, I don't have chocolate chips. We're going to be using raisins, sultanas, whatever you've got, okay? You might not even have that, but you might have salted nuts, okay? That will do as well. Obviously, check that the people that you're giving them to can have nuts, all right? But otherwise, nuts is a good option. Sorry if you can't hear me. Let this cream, and then we'll talk again in a second. Coming together nicely. Hello, Amy. Hello, Linda. Lovely to see you both on today. All right, it's coming together. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks really yummy. Hello, Kate. Lovely to see you on today. These sorts of recipes always bring back memories of cooking with my grandma. I don't know about you, but as soon as you've got that butter and sugar that creams, I mean, we generally don't cook like this much these days. We try and we're very conscious of our sugar intake and things like that. But anytime there is that whipping of sugar and butter creaming, it's like, I can remember sitting on the bench with the wooden spoon, and then later on it was the egg beaters, and the egg beaters would get stuck and you have to go backwards because they kind of got jammed a little bit. So, all right, 1 egg in that goes. Remember your little thing on the front, except TM31 people, you don't want to knock on your bowl too much, but TM5, TM6, we've got the handle on the bowl. Makes the perfect V in our egg. Next, insert the lid. I'm using gluten-free self-raising today. Now, if you've only got plain flour, I'm going to tell you in a second what to do, all right? Because you can change your plain flour into self-raising flour just by adding baking powder, okay? You don't need to go out to the shops and get self-raising flour. It's 100 grams to 1 teaspoon will give you self-raising flour, okay? So just so you know, it's looking lovely in there. 2 or 3 more, 3 more ingredients. Oh, 4, salt as well. The other recipe I contemplated doing, but I thought it might be, it's got a few too many, I guess, organizational steps, and you probably could still do it. If you're looking for something to do today that makes a really nice large portion, I will actually link it at the end of this video on YouTube, and those of you on Facebook, you'll have to go search. It's the condensed milk cookies. It makes like 100 beautiful, like butter biscuit style. They're not as crumbly, but you can then add whatever mix-ins you want. So you could add the sultanas to it, those sorts of things. Because it's condensed milk though, you've got to pre-make your condensed milk. I thought about making it this morning because I thought, you know what, that will feed a lot of people. And again, they'll keep for a long time because they're just a dry biscuit. That doesn't sound appealing, does it? But they're just a biscuit. There's no, nothing else to them. So they'll stay out on a bench happily, airtight for a week and be fine. So if you are looking for something and you've got the time and energy to make condensed milk, let it cool, because condensed milk is butter, milk powder, sugar, water. I think that's it. It's a pinch of salt. So yeah, if you do have the time for that, I would really say, make that, because this is going to make like 24 biscuits. The other one, it's a massive bowl of dough. You'll want to get the family involved in making the biscuits so that you're not stuck doing it on your own. Or maybe you've got plenty of time to burn. Maybe you're happy to sit there and roll biscuits. But that's a great recipe. I will link it in the comments when I get offline today. Is it on Cookidoo, Pam? No, it's not, but I've created it in Cookidoo, like in the 3.0. I can share it over. If you actually look up otherwise, if you're happy to do it manually, Thermo condensed milk cookies. Okay, so it's from Lauren and Lucy at Thermo. You can find it there. Do follow her instructions when it comes to putting the ingredients in though, because when I did the video on it, which I'll share that video, I went and put, I think it's got 750 grams of, might be plain flour into it. And you're supposed to do it in 2 portions, and I just chucked the whole lot in one go, and I was like, oh, that's a really full bowl, but you're supposed to put half the flour, mix it, and then add the next half the flour, and it came together for mine just fine, but I reckon it would be easier if you're doing the 2 parts. So I'll link that in the comments when I get offline today as well. Hello, Lorraine, lovely to see you on today as well. So self-raising flour, if you don't have self-raising, it's 260 grams. I would put 250 grams of plain flour, and then I would put 2.5 teaspoons of baker's flour, okay, not bicarb soda, yuck, don't do that, okay, it's the baking powder, and that converts it, so it's 1 teaspoon per 100 grams of plain. I've got gluten-free self-raising, I'm using that, okay, so in this goes, and the reason I said 250 for you, if you're converting it, is because it allows for that extra 10 grams of the baking powder, yeah, close enough kind of thing. Okay, half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to have to top this up. Don't know if I've got half a teaspoon in there. Salt, the salt cuts through the flour, but also enhances the sweetener. Okay, it's got a 3-minute knead. It's going to bring this together nicely. Let me see if I can grab that video for you now while we're doing this. And the other place you can look is YouTube. My YouTube is literally a library of all the videos that I put since 2021 on Facebook. So if you're ever not sure or you've half watched something with me over here, that's where you go. All right? Okay, just grabbing this up for you now. Those of you on Patreon, I sent you the other day a meal plan for all of the month. How are you going with that? Are you using any of those recipes in there? Here we go. I'm grabbing this for you now. Let me bring this up. So yes, thank you to those of you over on Patreon. I appreciate your support. Here we go. I'm dropping it in the comments now, guys. Oh, maybe let's try and use the paste button. Here we go. I've never actually done this while it's been on. Maybe I can't do it. Can I? Write a comment. It says write a comment. One would assume. Yes, I can. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've just dropped it in the comments, the YouTube link. It's over there. I've never done that before. All right. Chocolate chips, don't have chocolate chips. This is where I was saying you could put in some salted peanuts. You could put in, I'm going to put in raisins. You could put sultanas, cranberries, whatever you've got that kind of adds flavour. I guess you could go without if you wanted to as well. They'll just be like a butter biscuit, right? So 150 grams. And yes, we don't have any chocolate at the moment. That's okay. I can't even say I ate it on the lead up to the cyclone. I didn't. It's been a little while. Combine well with the spatula. Okay, we're going to put this in by hand. So now it says you're placing a teaspoon of mixture between 2 lined baking trays, approximately 5 centimetres apart. So they are going to spread, and you're aiming for about 30 biscuits. So that's not too bad as far as biscuits go. So it's 2 teaspoons. Bake for 10 to 12 minutes, 180 until golden, and then allow it to cool on the tray for 5 minutes and transfer onto a wire rack to cool completely before serving. So there you go. That's how you then finish these off. I'll just show you that texture. Look at those little raisins. So 2 teaspoons. That's probably more than 2 teaspoons. Let's go for something like that. I have a ice cream scoop that I really like to use for this. It was off Amazon. It's a smaller version of that. Okay, so if you want it, I mean, it's no good for today as far as making these bickies today. But if you are someone who, you know, a bit like me, likes them kind of the same size, also doesn't like to touch them very much, great to be able to use that. I use this one for like chicken Kievs and stuff like that. Meatballs for my puppy dogs, those sorts of things. But on the tray, it doesn't say to press down. So I don't know. That always confuses me whether I should or shouldn't. I feel like let's leave I'm going to leave mine circle 5 centimeters apart, okay, and then I'll let you know if I suggest that if the cookies come out circular, you'll know, because when you look on YouTube tonight, the cover photo will have circle cookies. I presume though usually butter cookies do sink a little bit, so I presume they'll end up like cookies. And even in their photo, if I go back, if I come up here and I go recipe details, their cookies look like they've shrunk. So I think that's what's going to happen there. But otherwise, that's it from me today, guys. Well, I think we'll see. If I'm twiddling my fingers too much, I'll be back on later. I will get and put in the comments as well my 3.0 recipe. So if you want to grab the 3.0 recipe from Cookidoo, have it guided on yours, I'll put that in the comments when I get offline shortly. Obviously, picture on YouTube later on. Share this video, okay? Share it with your friends and family who are probably twiddling their fingers a bit like we are at the moment, going, how long are we waiting? You know, like, and we do have these, you know, we've all got good pantries, so we can whip up these things with our basics. Okay, so otherwise, I will see you. What day is it? It's Friday. I usually don't come to you over the weekend. If the weather is terrible and I can't go anywhere and I have internet reception and power, I will probably come live, because I do not do nothing well, okay? I have to keep myself busy. I am way better busy than I am not busy. But yeah, if you're looking for something to do, go to my YouTube, go recipe surfing over there. Some of the originals from 2021, the cameras were doozies. That was that season where you couldn't buy webcams, and I was operating off of like a laptop little webcam and things like that. The sound is terrible. Skip those ones. Don't go that far back. But like, there's so many over there. You can, you know, plan out your cookie dough, plan out your month, create some things that you can give away if necessary, or even give to your family or your neighbors. You know, just food has this way of bringing people together and like connecting people, but also bringing calm. You know, like, it's got that way of it. So, you know, you have the skills, you have a Thermomix, you have the pantry. So, you know, have a think about today what you've got the capabilities of doing. And maybe you don't, maybe you're, you know, you've got other things going on, and that's okay. But if you do, make some bickies, make some muffins, make a cake. You will probably be grateful you did in a couple of days' time. But otherwise, guys, take care, stay safe, don't go out. We've got all we need in our homes. And yeah, otherwise we will see you probably over the weekend. So take care, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.